What with my hair?
Jurgen, unbeaten in 10, through to the quarterfinals of the Cup, and Sir Alex Ferguson saying you're title contenders. It's been a good week, hasn't it?
It was a good week with 2 wins, of course. And yeah, what can I say? I'm not sure it's allowed that I say I like Alex Ferguson as Liverpool manager. So I knew him before. Yeah. So he's a really nice person, and he did what he had to do at Manchester, and that means automatically it's not good for Liverpool. And when he has to say something positive about Liverpool, yeah, when it's better, then he would say something negative. So that's all good, and but it doesn't mean a lot. I'm pretty sure Alex Ferguson didn't went out of the house or in front of his house and said, "So, I have something to say about Liverpool." So some people will ask a few questions and he will give a few answers. That's how it was, and yeah, it's okay, but it doesn't disturb us or helps us or anything else. And so nothing more to say.
Looking at the top of the table, it's very, very tight now. Is that due just to this country really, rather than other countries around the world, where you get 4 or 5 teams who can challenge?
Okay, in Spain in the moment it's pretty close to, and yeah, but it's a specific thing of England, I think, and usually in most of the. I was not really in, so I don't know exactly. But in this moment of the season, I think a lot of times it was pretty tight, and so you have not to think about it. It's not important. You only have to collect points, and to think about your own situation. And yeah, the rest is not important. You have always a very difficult opponent to play, and that's what needs your full concentration. And that's what we try to do. And with all the rest, we have nothing to do.
Crystal Palace this weekend away, meeting up with an old friend in Benteke. He's done okay as well, certainly, since he's gone there. Did you expect that?
Yeah, of course. It's no surprise. So that's the thing, when you have a player like Christian in your squad, and of course we knew about his quality. And but then every player needs the space to perform, needs the space to develop and to show things. And of course, when you don't have this opportunity, but for different reasons, we couldn't give him all the time. Lose, a little bit of confidence and all that stuff, and then you feel pressure where no pressure is. But it is like it is. We couldn't change it, and I thought, and I'm pretty sure Christian thinks the same. It made sense that we made the transfer, and so for Crystal Palace, what a player. So and we know it best because we had him all the time in training, and that was in all moments in the last year. He showed always his quality in the area where he's really strong. He's not only good in heading, but he's especially good in heading, and good technical skills. So wonderful player, but now at Crystal Palace.
So, I know you say that as far as Christian's concerned, you couldn't keep him because of the circumstances, but all Premier League teams have big squads now because you need a big squad. So how can you keep players happy? What do you have to do? Because you can't all play every week.
No, first of all, you have to. We had to make these decisions around the transfers. We don't have to talk too much about it. It was in the last summer, so we had to make decisions about the squad. One part of the decision is what we say. The other part of the decision is what the players say. I'm always honest, and I say what my door and the door in the team is always open. But it's about performing. That's not my rule. That's a football rule, and so we need different options for different situations, and it's up to the players to do their best, of course. And we have always this agreement for the next season, if you want, in summer for the season we are now in. So work hard, don't talk too much, win games. So that's how it is, and that's the agreement we have. And if a player don't want to be happy, I can't keep him happy. But if he wants to be happy, it's quite easy for me to keep him happy. So that's how it is. And being happy only when you make 48 games, then it's difficult for each player. But feeling that you are important, to feel that you are important for the team, that's 100% sure for each player in the squad. The fact in this moment. So they are all very, very important and in different moments. And so I think it's not too difficult to be happy in our team.
And given how well your team played in the cup game during the week, how difficult a decision then have you got ahead of making your team choices for the trip to Palace?
I expected that they will play good, actually. So it was not that I'm surprised by the performance or something, and so it's not more difficult than before the game. So it was only what they played how I expected they will play, and so the same decisions to make like before the Tottenham game.
Anything else, Simon?
Just injury-wise, how's it looking for the team?
Few knocks, how it always is. No, but nothing else. Yeah, Millie was ill on Tuesday, so it was no chance for him. Yesterday had a running session, only to look how he feels. Was okay. Now we have to see another 2 days. I'm not sure, but in this moment. Apart from the knocks from the last game, that should be all.
James, somebody's spoken a bit about Christian Benteke, but him apart, what do you make of the challenge of Crystal Palace this weekend?
Difficult, eh? This is, of course, a good team. Not only, but a very experienced team, very experienced defense, high quality offense. Yeah. Made good signings in summer. Obviously, my opinion is they can really go for Europe. That's a really good team, and so I didn't play too often at Crystal Palace until now. Only one time, right? Yeah. We won there. So, but it's a difficult place to play football. Really, a really small stadium, atmosphere, and all that stuff. Specific kind of play of Crystal Palace. So, yeah. Will be hard stuff to do, but looking forward to it. So it's for us the next game to prove that we want to stay on track, and we cannot wish who we play against. So it's Crystal Palace now, and how I said, really tough and strong opponent. But yeah, how nearly all of the other Premier League teams. So it's not a big surprise.
In terms of away from the game, what happens day to day, where do you see the future of Melwood? Do you see that here for the foreseeable future, or would you like to combine what goes on Kirby and what goes on here?
I think we spoke a little bit about this already, and it's nothing to say actually about this. I think it makes sense to improve the circumstances, where and how. No, we didn't finally decide about it because not all in our hands. That's how it is. So there are plannings, there are things, but of course we have to think about improvement and developing things and to make it more likely to get the best out of our talents, to have the best circumstances for the first team, U23, all the youth teams and things like this. And space is an important thing then to think about. And so, but it's nothing. I would say in a moment when we know what we do exactly, then we tell you immediately. And until then, you have to wait.
Maybe not immediately. Eleanor?
Do you make the very play that you need to own? Anything you can say about?
I think I said about our young players that's very important that we keep the circumstances around them as quiet as possible. And when we ask in a press conference for a Premier League game about a 15-year-old boy, it's completely opposite side of what we actually want to do. So when there's something to say and we think we should say something about it, then we will do it. But it's nothing to make big stories of it. That's a big problem of football. When but how I said, I cannot say this or this. If something is it's a rumor or more or less, that's not important. It's only important. Leave the 15-year-old boys. Leave them being 15-year-old. Yeah, and talk about them in the moment when they are ready to to handle the circumstances around talking about them. But that's all. Everything starts so early, and 15 is for sure too early. So nothing else to say about it.
Anything else, Simon? Anything over here? Sam?
You just wanted to ask you quickly about Joe Gomez. Obviously, he came back into training in the last couple of weeks. So, firstly, how's he getting on?
Good.
Training?
Good.
And secondly, what might be next on his road to recovery? Maybe going away with the other 23s, maybe playing some games there.
Yeah, we are always we always talk about all the players, but of course with the medical department and the fitness coach is always about Joe. He looks really good in the moment, really, but it's a long way. So he was long injured, and now it's a long way back, and so there's no rush in it. Thank God that we don't have to make pressure on him or something because we need him tomorrow or something. So really, he's still a young boy, and we can give him the time to come back in the right moment. So I think obviously it's in the next few weeks, maybe in the international break when we can get a game or something that he will play a few minutes or whatever, and then we will have a look at what makes sense for U23 or whatever. But it looks good. He feels good. He's tired. A lot, especially after the sessions. But it's normal, and so all in a good way.
Yes, Sam. And we'll start, finish what we started now. One last question.
One question on part of those comments we saw this week was about you bringing the enthusiasm back to this club. Is that something that you, when you came in here, you wanted to do and get that relationship with the fans here?
I had no plan when I came here. Actually, not a real plan. It was everything. I was really quick between first call and then the making decision and things like this. So it was no time to making plans. But I think what we all should know, there are more important things outside there than football, even when it doesn't look like it most of the time. And but one reason for football is that we can win together. We have to lose sometimes together, but what's always possible that you have an optimistic view on the future if you want. So for this, I have to do a few things, and maybe you have to change your mind a little bit about the past and all that stuff. But I think in the moment that's more important. I don't know not too much about enthusiasm. Yeah, but what I feel, and that's good, is a positive atmosphere in and around Melbourne or Liverpool. That's good. So that's good. But that's how football should be. It's not usually it's not cool when you think about football you are 20% more upset than before. So it should feel better when you think about your team, and so that's our job to do. And until now it worked somehow, but it's really intense, even when it's not the most important thing. It's really intense because in the game there is nothing more important, and so that you have to show that you are ready for this. But we are optimistic. That's right. But that's all.